How are you? Well, I just wanted to say I'm so happy for Giselle for speaking up. I had been very disillusioned with Real Housewives of the Potomac for a long time. When they brought Mia on, I said, well, this is not proper because Mia is a sex worker and she doesn't fit with the type of women that this show is trying to depict. She doesn't fit at all. And it has come to past that she has shown that she is just too different and is not a fit for this show. Now, so when I saw Mia, and I did a blog about it, you can check. I talked about how Mia was unfit for this show, and it shows how the men who run this show really see all black women as sex workers, and that is in their mind, and they don't see a difference between Giselle and Mia. They don't see a difference between Karen and Mia. And so they brought Mia on. She's photographic and she is very pretty, but she has a history. She enticed this old man in her dating space to, you know, convince him she loved him, and then they married, she grabbed all his money. She's been running around telling people that she is a multimillionaire CEO and so forth. But everything is fake. Everything she's doing is fake, and she's just a person who's out to abuse others in order to make herself seem better. Then she brought her friend Jacqueline on. Jacqueline is also in the same business and the same type of person. And ever since they came on, they have been promoting their type of lifestyle to the audience. And the audience that watches Real Housewives of the Potomac is not about seeing a bunch of sex workers on TV because our kids watch it. So, anyway, the show went on, and we've seen many things go wrong. Most recently, this whole Mia thing with having her boyfriend and her old husband that she's divorcing in the same building, and she is treating that old man like dirt. And then she comes around and tells the old man, who believes that the kids they had were from him. Now she's trying to tell him that they're from her boyfriend. She doesn't know whose kids they are. And she was doing this all on TV. Now those kids are old enough to know what's going on. They are old enough to know what she is saying, and they are in the middle. They obviously love the old gentleman, and I don't know what their feelings about the new one, but now that mom is saying that he's the dad, well, of course, they're confused. This is child abuse. This is child abuse. And the show, the producers of Real Housewives of the Potomac, are responsible for this child abuse and should be sued by those kids. Those kids are not paid actors for the show. They don't get money for the show. And so, if you're going to abuse them, they are entitled to millions of dollars. You would have paid them as actors, and you would need their consent. They didn't give either, and I hope the kids eventually sue the producers of this show for what they're doing. Now, most recently, well, I was also upset and stopped watching when Wendy and her husband gave up their careers as educators and an attorney. I'm sure the law office fired her husband, Happy Eddie, when they both turned into drug sellers. And now they have started this business selling drugs. They're real happy with it. They're making lots of money. It's nothing new. Blacks have had drug pushers, sellers for generations, and Wendy and Eddie just joined the team. And now when they have meetings with this Real Housewives group, they are bringing the drugs. They are pushing the drugs onto the people who are at the show and also to the people of the Real Housewives program. That was another thing I didn't like. Then the latest came when Mia and her friend, who I forgot her name, started calling uh, Giselle's name, Giselle's children, the W word. And these are children. They're just getting out in life. They're just starting to create their image. This is surely defamation, an invasion of privacy, and it is also, um, lowers them, what their job possibilities are, lowers their status in the community. And uh, they did not come on as employees. They are not paid on a regular basis. They are not getting millions of dollars for that show. They are just add-ons for storylines. And Mia, the producers of the show, and Mia's friend are abusing those children. And I hope those children sue, not Giselle. Giselle doesn't have to sue. Those kids need to sue the show, the producers, and Mia and her friend for, same thing, invasion of privacy, defamation, lowering their status in the community, um, all that stuff. You know, Mia is just trying to find a storyline, and she's willing to abuse anybody she can find to do it. This show should be shut down. We got drug pushers, we got prostitutes, we got everything. And then at this party that Karen had, of course, Mia's friend brings balloons, and the guests, I was astonished, kept the balloons. Now, if that had been my party, the party looked like Karen spent a lot of money on it, I would have told all the people who wanted the balloons to leave. That was an insult to the host. And then they tried to ruin Karen by exposing and making comments on the show about Karen's case. Now, all of that stuff should have been kept off the show. Karen has the right to a fair hearing, and they were purposely spending long periods of time talking about Karen's case and making negative statements about her, talking about killing people and so forth, in order to prejudice the jury. Now, that should not have been allowed. The producers know that it should have been allowed, but they think it's funny for a storyline. Karen, I don't know why you came on the show and allowed them to do that to you. I would have stayed off. I would have said these people don't have any common sense, and it is not worth it to come on and be abused like that for a storyline. I'm going to release a copy of Karen's video, and I'm going to make some comments about it where she was arrested. But I am so sick of Real Housewives of the Potomac. I think the show is trashy. I think it is demeaning to the black community. I think it is hurting black children. Certainly is hurting all of the black children who are in any way connected to the show. And I hope the kids sue. You have a right to sue. You have the right to. This is a closed case. You can go in, sue, and pretty much easily walk away with tons of money from these producers, this show, because they are certainly defaming you. And let them show what they want to in order to say that this is the right thing to do. No jury is going to support them, and you will get a big, big award, I can assure you. So, what do you think? Trash? Real Housewives of the Potomac just needs to go. Giselle is hanging in there for the money, but these people that they're bringing onto the show are just trash. We have always known that Karen had a history of being a barfly. She has swallowed the magic pill. She thinks she is some sort of grand dame. She has taken all of the alcohol and drugs that the show provides on a regular basis to the people who are on the show. I don't agree with that. I don't think your workplace should be trying to get you drunk or trying to get you high in order to get you to speak more freely and to participate in some fake storyline for an audience. It's not really giving much money to these people, and the people who are profiting are Andy Cohen and the higher ups. they are making all of the money. These people are making chicken feed. Wendy and her husband, I'm embarrassed for them. They are a disgrace. And you should not allow drug pushers on the set because it makes people try the drugs because the show is allowing it, and they will go on to develop a dependence on these things. And also it is pushing the drugs on the children that watch this show. This show is trash. It should be condemned. And maybe we have to have President Trump come in and take this show and shows like this off the air permanently. But sue, ladies, sue. Karen, Giselle, your kids, the kids of Mia, whoever kids they are. Oh, and then when Mia went into the pool and tried to entice the husbands of the wives by coming out in her string bikini, showing her fat butt in the pool, and doing her hooker dance, totally embarrassing. Totally embarrassing. Why in the world are these ladies lowering themselves to this level? Ashley never did fit on the show, but she has kind of blended in. She is still looking for a storyline. I also hate the way this show is always trying to get people to get divorced. Now they're pushing Ashley to rush her divorce. Why? Ashley is doing well financially with her current situation. Why are the show's producers so eager to see Ashley get a final divorce from her husband? Why was the show so eager to see Robin get a divorce from her husband? They had a long time relationship. They found that the husband was interested in other women. That is very normal in many marriages, many relationships, even gay relationships. Andy Cohen knows this. And you don't always get a divorce. You have to negotiate it within your family parameters, what people are willing to take and not willing to take. And it is up to them. It is not up to this show to push a couple to get a divorce. I just hate this show. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. What do you think about Real Housewives of the Potomac? Just trash TV, covered up in nice dresses, but it's a sick show, and I advise everybody to stop watching it. They got to get rid of Mia. They've got to get rid of her friend, and they got to get rid of the drug dealers. I'm sorry, Wendy and Happy Eddie have got to go. Bye. What do you think?